Hey YouTube, it's me, Kirby, and you're watching another episode of Kirby Q. And it's a little bit past Thanksgiving, and like most of you guys, I catered and sold some smoked and fried turkeys. Now, if you're like me, you have a lot of the turkey necks and giblets and all that other good stuff that you pull out of the turkeys before you give it to those who requested turkeys from you. And in the past years, I've often set that stuff aside, froze it, in the thought that I was gonna go ahead and use it to do stock or something like that, and I never do. I always end up at the end of the year going through the freezer and say, "Oh, I got this big old bag of turkey neck and giblets," and throwing it in the trash. But this year, since when I went out to the grocery store, I noticed that smoked turkey legs and all that other good stuff wasn't readily accessible. I decided, well, in preparation for Thanksgiving, what I would do with the turkey necks and with the turkey butts that I have this year is go ahead and cure it and use it in my collard greens, kale, green beans, whatever side dishes I'm going to do for Christmas when I put out my Christmas package. So that's what this video is about, and this is my attempt to cure. I've never cured anything before, but I think the process is about the same. I did do some cured ribs a while ago, so I'm going to just use a basic brine, add some curing salt to it, and do it that way. So the cast of players this day is going to be 1/8 cup of curing salt. Now, curing salt is not to be confused with pink Himalayan salt. Curing salt is a mixture of sodium chloride and sodium nitrate. And curing is an agent salt which serves to inhibit bacterial growth and helps to maintain the meat flavor and appearance during the curing process. So that's what this is. So don't get confused. If you are like me and you want to use some pink salt, don't go grabbing pink Himalayan salt. You want Prague salt number 1 is what you want, or pink salt number 1, or also known as Prague salt. I'm going to use 1 cup of kosher salt and 3/4 cups of brown sugar. All right, so I'm just going to keep it to a basic brine, and want to start off with a 2 quarts of water. So those are the components for my brine today, and so let's go ahead and get that into a pot. Get all those salts and sugars dissolved down. Then we're going to go ahead and add the meat to it and throw it in the fridge. I'm only going to do it for about 2 days because these aren't real big, thick turkey necks. They're kind of small. But I think if I cook enough of them, I know that shredding the meat off of them to add them into the greens is probably going to be a pain, but oh well. Anyway, let's get started with brining these, curing these neck bones and turkey butts. All right, to our stock pot, as I already shared, I'm going to go ahead and add our water. Salt, sugar, and a curing salt. Let's go ahead and stir that till it all dissolves. And I'm not going to bring the water to a boiling till it boils, just until everything is dissolved down. Then I'm going to chill it down and then put in the neck bones. All right, so once it gets to that point, I'll be back. All right, inspiration hit, and I decided to go ahead and add some pickling spice to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do about a 1/4 cup of pickling spice. Always happen. All right, quick stir, and again, gonna let this heat up just a little. Begin to release some of the aromatics and the pickling spice. Then we're going to go ahead and chill it down and add our meat then throw it in the fridge. All right, now it's time to chill it down. I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 quarts of ice. Let's stir that in, see what that get us. Make sure we chill it down. And if it's not chilled down enough, I'll add 1 more. Let me go and I'll be back. All right, now let's go ahead and add in our turkey necks and the pauses nose or the or the turkey butts. Let's go ahead and add all of these in. Alright YouTube, I have everything in my stock pot. We have the turkey necks, we have our brown. It's going to go in the fridge. I'm going to let it go for about 2 to 3 days. I'll let you know what it ended up being once it's all said and done. But I'm just going to stir it every other day. Well, probably once a day, just to make sure everything's getting incorporated. And so I will see you in 2 to 3 days out at the smoker. We're not at the smoker, but to see what the next process, see what the next step in this process will be. All right, so see you in 3 days. I'm back, YouTube. It's about 3 days later now, and I've got the turkey necks and butts in the fridge. I'm going to take them out, drain off the brine, pat them dry. I'm going to let them air dry for about 15-20 minutes just to get some of the moisture off of it. Then I'm going to throw them on the smoker and see what it's come out. At this portion, at the time of filming, it's running pretty late in the day. So I'm not going to show it because it's starting to get dark is what I'm trying to say. So probably won't be too much I'll be able to film out at the 270 Oklahoma Joe today. So you'll just see the end product probably after a few inserts of me rinsing it off and all the other good stuff and putting them on the smoker. Alright, YouTube, let's see how to eat this. Now, just to share my thoughts, even though I'm doing a wet brine, I'm thinking I probably shoulda, coulda, woulda done a dry on 7 brine, a dry cure. It's probably what I should have done for these to be seasoning meat. But I don't know, just in my head I got to thinking over the last couple of days, and the last time I was in the grocery store, I was looking at it, just looking the way the meat is, it looked like it's really dried out. So I think I should have used a dry cure. In other words, put the salt, pink salt, and all the other good stuff on it, and it would have been a longer process. And maybe that's what I do the next time if this don't work out. If it don't work out to the best effect, I'm sure it's going to work out in the sense that I can still use it as some type of seasoning meat. But I think the next time I do it, that's what I'll do, is go ahead and use a dry cure and do it that way. So anyway, let's get to getting these things ready to go on the smoker. All right. Alright, YouTube, so here are the neck bones that I that I smoked up and hopefully make some seasoned meat to use for my veggies and stuff. And while I did get the nice pink coloring that I want, I think I overdone it on the salt, at least from tasting this one little piece that I tasted. So I'm going to be careful when I do use these. To be careful with the salt. And using my offset smoker. It got a little bit darker than I would prefer it to be, but no biggie. We'll make it work. Okay, so I'm gonna let these dry, vacuum seal it, throw them in the freezer, and I'll probably do a collard green, kale, strained bean cook or something. Using one of these coming up soon, and we'll see what it turns out when I actually do my cook. All right, so this was my attempt to curing some turkey neck bones and turkey tails and to make some seasoning meat for my side dishes. I might try this again. Let me turn the camera towards myself.